come back to the Senate and say, protect me,
Protect me,
because I shouted, That's why, you see, this is the kind of country we live. And I just want to say one thing. The weekend issue that happened, Maegu, please, you are always a proactive person. Don't take any chances to be proactive now for granted. Go on different levels, keep posting your videos.
Channel now being built
please.
Little by little, introduce it to everyone. You know what I mean?
Somebody said it's subscribed as 700. Immediately you turned on that channel. Yep. I was part of the first 10 that went on it.
Yes.
You know, so try as much as possible, Maego.
Yes,
keep posting your videos everywhere. We cannot destroy this intellectual property that you have.
And you know something as well, Ken? Just to kind of allay the fears of everyone, okay? This every video on Mayegun's Diary Political, whether on YouTube or Facebook, is 100% backed in the StreamYard. When I discovered that, I was like, yes, there's nothing to worry about. I was almost worrying for nothing. So you see, every of my video from over 4 years ago is right here on StreamYard, and I could download them, all of them, whenever I want to.
Please, let's go and let's have a bank where this your intellectual properties are, because you always say something. 10 years, 20 years from today, our kids will log on and see these things that you're talking about. I'm telling you, see, somebody talked about church. Do you know how I demystified church?
Tell me.
Something happened to me here in America. Right. So they say, pray. So I went to church that Sunday. I didn't say anything to anybody. It was a big problem. And it was something that was going to land me in Nigeria. It was an immigration problem.
Oh dear.
I didn't say anything. I just kept quiet. I said, let me go and meet them. If they deport me, I know there's no God. If there's God, let everything. But if I've told somebody in the church, they will like say, oh, Jesus, you're not great. My God. I went there. Nothing happened. I prayed on my own. Everything went fine. Since then, I saw that. Now, wow. So I've been playing into the air.
It's personal. You get.
Oh God!
It's only when people begin to project. Once they begin to project their stuff on you. That's why I told you. I said, I wasn't raised to believe there is no God. And to me, coming here to say I do not have a religion doesn't mean that I do not somehow believe that there is a supreme being. But the way I believe in him is personal. Okay? So I'm not going to say that same belief I have in that God is the same faith I'm going to use to talk about the rotting, the contraption to fix it. That is manipulation. That's not.
No, Maegu, you have always said there's God. You are always saying believe in yourself and talk to this God yourself.
It is personal.
In your own way. It's personal. It's not about somebody telling you how to talk to God.
You get? When somebody
there's a man on YouTube.
Instead of all of this, we should pray for Nigeria. That's you manipulating me.
No, that's manipulating me.
Sure, you get.
There's a man on YouTube. You might know him.
Yeah, you are giving responsibility of these criminal politicians to the supreme being. He is not going to do what man will do now.
It's not. You know, there's a pastor on social media, Dr. Shola.
Yeah.
He keep on shouting to Nigerians, pray on your own. Don't go to any Babalawo, don't go to any Afa to go and say, pray for me. Pray on your. But people still go and they hold them hostage, siphon them, and threaten them. You know, the new one now is threat. They are threatening people. If you try it, your generation, you're something, a pastor threatening somebody.
No, they work like that too.
I'm telling you,
I'll tell you, Baba.
There's one. Canaan Land is on the media now, threatening a pastor. If you try, the pastor threatening to report him for collecting money from a U.S. church and not refunding it. He's telling the pastor, your generation, your so, something will happen.
Of course. Like, if I go ahead, but you will still pay that money. If not me, I go say, do the cost, but you go pay that money. You go pay
the of course, the guy has told him, the authorities are waiting for you. If you come into US, you don't pay. They will hold you down. You will pay. It's not Nigeria where you can call commissioner of police. I really appreciate it. I just say, let me call. The day I really wanted to call was the day Inoki was running mad on the social media with his people. And I saw some people that left your page to go there and say, this Bible. I say, really?
I know.
So you all been here as a bigot?
They said I should be the bigger. See, they said I should be the bigger person. Sure, you get. I can give
You are a bigger person
on this platform, all right?
No,
Four regulars.
I'm telling you.
Who are here on my platform.
I'm telling you.
There too. But I'll continue to be the bigger person, all right? The bigger person.
No, you are. Please stay.
As long as they do not display that character here.
Yeah.
Sure, you get.
Yeah, of course. Just allow them.
Run their
referee, you know, we know ourselves. Just like you on the last note, on the final note, let me make you laugh. Please. The day you brought the girl from African Wahala.
Yep.
You know, I don't know how it is, but you made the girl see some money and the girl choked. She couldn't call money anymore. She's like, I saw
you here, right? I don't even know. See, I always say that I am one of the luckiest ones here, all right, on this global space, right? And I am always very grateful. Now, sometimes when you show that love on this platform, anyone who is new here will kind of joke. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But do you know that singular action of yours, Maimu,
yes, sir,
told you something. If you don't know, I know you know that you are a force to reckon with. In 1 hour,
not without all of
the girl choked.
Not without.
No, we are here. We are. Why are we here? You have always been upright. You stay the way it is. You don't paint it.
Actually, realized over 3.6 million naira in 24 hours.
Yes.
You get.
I'm telling you. The girl choked.
I have a union called the Yoruba Union, right? After that union, that evening, we kind of did our own text behind the scene, and we raised like 1.2 million naira to add to what she saw here. So by the time we woke up the following morning, right, we're already like there to give her 1.2 million, and she's already got like over 2 million here already, 2.something million. I
said, Marigo, in few minutes, you can see how she was choking.
And
she has never seen that kind of
she was like, what? I said, you know what, go sleep. I'll wake up tomorrow and we can talk again.
Thank you for all you do. God bless you. Your kids to enjoy from this generational prowess that you have given to people. Thanks, your name will open doors for your kids. I'm telling you. Amen. You are my good son. You will see and they will reap from your blessings. Amen. You might feel you are being underpaid, but my ego posterity will be kind to your family.
Thank you so much.
Will be kind to your all your work of your hands. Amen. Thank you. I appreciate you. Amen. So you see me as Ken from Atlanta on your page. It's Nazi. Thank you. Bye bye.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Baba. You have a good one, okay?
Yes.
Cheers, man. So that's Ken. I've got somebody else from Atlanta now. So it's not only you now, CA. So I've got CA and I've got Ken, which makes it two. I will remember them. I've got another Ken. Now, where was Ken from again? Oh, Kenneth. Kenneth. Oh, Chai. But you know what? Let me speak to my one name.
One name, and you have Osita from Atlanta as well.
Osita from Atlanta as well. See me, oh. It can't be like, say, I will have to choose between Atlanta or Texas or my first trip to America. And it's going to be, I'm going to be turning between the two.
Me and CA will be glad to host you.
I know. Thank you so much. Osita.
I believe that CA is listening. Believe me, I want to see him. I really want to meet him. We'll have a lot of time together. Yeah.
Osita, Baba, how are you?
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm good. I've always been listening, and I've always been trying to allow other people so that they can hear their voices as well.
That's right, man.
But the truth, the reason I'm calling is because of my dear brother that called from. I've forgotten the place he said he come from. That was talking about the Nigerian community that we ourselves. Yes, he's right.
Oh, Dawson from Virginia.
Yeah, from Virginia, yes. But all the same, he is not totally right.
Okay.
Because all of us will have to be role models to ourselves. No society in this world that will claim that, oh, we are clean people. Even where you have all those cleanliness, you still have all the dirtiness as well.
You still do.
I will tell you, yes, you met the wrong person. Doesn't mean you have to categorize it that, Probably you don't like mingling with Nigeria.
Okay.
That's not who we are.
Hmm.
Because I remember I lived in London. I can proudly say it here. Something that is very unusual. I lived in London for 5 good years in East London.
Right.
That 5 years, I was only able to pay my house rent for only just 1 year. The remaining of the 4 years I lived in London, I didn't pay a dime.
Wow.
I worked with a realty organization owned by 2 Nigerians, 2 Igbo brothers. Today, they are my role model. Nobody can tell me anything about Nigerians. Wow. And those guys, I lived in their house for 5 good years. They turned my visa to working visa. They applied for it. That was how I lived in that country for 5 good years. For 4 years, I did not pay a dime for house rent. Even most of the times, things that I will eat, I did not. Is when we are going for shopping, I'll go with them. They will steal. And at the end of the day, I was making yeah. And at the end of the day, I was making about, after my expenses in a month, I still can save at least about £1,700. Wow. So that is Nigerian for you. It wasn't somebody from Somalia. It wasn't somebody from America. It wasn't somebody from Britain that did it. So what I am trying to, we have to be a role model to ourselves. Sometimes most times you will turn a good leaf when you see somebody who is nice to you. One reality about life is that when you keep lying, you will think the other person is lying to you as well, because you never say the truth. So because sometimes when you are bad, you will think every other person is bad as well. But it's until you begin to see, because we keep talking about the bad things that happens to us individually than those good things that happens to us. Even somebody, even when you come out from your house and you see somebody smile at you and say good morning, believe me, it's a blessing when he smiles at you. Then when that person comes out, he doesn't even know you exist. He will keep a straight face. Then you start asking yourself, what would today have for me? But when you see that person smile, only just the smile, that audience that it gives to you, it gives you a kind of blessing ahead of the day. So I'm just trying to tell that, my brother, if you being a nice guy, if I meet you, it's going to be a blessing to my life. That's something you have to understand, because you're a Nigerian and you're a nice guy.
Bad things also happen to good people. I've had people who have housed their fellow Nigerians who really needed help, and they regretted it. People have different stories in this. That's why I'm going to agree with your logic that sometimes your personal experience doesn't generalize.
Yes, here that I stay, I can tell you about. I had like about 4 people that I housed, but 2 is very fantastic to me. One is a Yoruba guy and one is an Igbo guy. They are very, very fantastic to me. So what I'm trying to say, that it is an individual thing. Yes, you will not quantify everybody in the same scale. So there are some that are good and there are some that are bad. So it is left for us to know. My lawyer, when I came into this country, the lawyer that I have that was doing all my, there was a time he made a statement, and that statement didn't all go well for me. That I was thinking it was only me, but the rest of my friends, they took it as an offense when he said, "Oh, he made a statement like that and said, oh, this is the reason I don't like handling businesses of Nigerian people, their businesses." And you know what everybody did? Everybody said, "Oh, wow. I didn't even know that people stored it in their mind." One day he now called me. And when he called me, I now explained to him that, because before I would see somebody, I would take it to him. It's for his own good. I don't charge those people any money. He's the one that's charging his fees. And he now said, "Oh, what is happening? That is it that there's no more people coming from Nigeria or from Africa that I know I can?" And I told him that this is what you said, and me, I took offense. If not for the fact that I'm already in your hand, I would quickly look for another person. That this is what you said. Do you know what he now said? "Oh, that is sorry. That did he actually say something like that?" If he said something like that, he didn't really mean it that way. I said, that is it. I said, oh, he now said that, do I know that I'm not the first person that told him this thing?
Wow.
That one of my friends told him, and I called that my friend. That my friend told me he told him the same thing, and people have been complaining. So at the end of the day, he was able to reconcile those things. We started, if I get somebody, I'll just say, oh, go and meet this lawyer, he's going to handle your case. And the guy is good. But, you know, you could destroy your business because of those negative perception you have about your own country people. And one thing I want people to understand, I know I prefer to use the word African, but I know that because of the Nigerian where we come from, this contraption. But believe me, you will never find any person that is going to be better than yourself. Those people that looks like you, those people that identify with you, you will never see anybody. Thank you very much, my brother.
And thank you so much, Osita. All right, I love it. I love it when Templars are exchanging their views this way. Okay, so it's a platform where when you say something, somebody is listening. A lot of people listening, right? Then someone is going to feel like, you know what? I don't want to call in, but I think I'm going to call in and chip in something too, because I agree with that. Oh, I disagree with that, and we do so respectfully. As matured minds, makes it more interesting. You know, we should have a people's parliament soon. Here, hello.
Hi. Hi, my good.
Ma'am, you might need to mute the broadcast though, so that we can hear ourselves.
Oh my God, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
It's my first time of calling, and I got you. Oh my, I got my ego today. My goodness.
Yes,
I'm so happy. How you doing? Yeah.
Very well.
Thank you so much. I like you so much. I love watching you, and my husband too.
Thank you. And how is
he? He's okay. He's here.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, you called me for the first time, and you got through the first time. That's so rare.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time. Yeah, what I want to say is this, that we Nigerians, I think it's that time we should start, we have bad people everywhere.
That's right.
You know, I'm in the healthcare field, and I have different nations working with me. So is the time that we start looking, the good part of Nigerians, not just the bad part, because we have good Nigerians and we have bad Nigerians. We also have bad people in other nations and we have good people in other nations. Right. You know, I was facing some challenges last year at my workplace. It was a Nigerian lady that stood up. I never knew her from Anda. I'm from Edo State. She's from Igbo. She stood up and said, "You are going nowhere. And I'm going to meet with the CEO." And she asked me a question. Meanwhile, I just got into that company. Okay. She said, "If I talk to the CEO, will you like to stay back?" I said, "Of course." Oh. She went straight to the office, talked to the CEO on my behalf. My husband is right here. That is how the CEO asked her and said, "Do you think she would like to stay again?" Because she said she wants to leave. And she said, "Yes, of course. You just have to listen to her and give her the hours that she says she needs. She will stay." That is the Nigerian lady that I never met in my life. I met her there.
Wow. And she stood for you, like
she stood
spoke for you on your behalf. And you know,
on my behalf.
Some people will tell you that at their own workplaces, they've had their opposition from their fellow Nigerians. This is so refreshing to hear, honestly, ma'am. Right? So you are testifying in a way that some people will be like, "Oh, lucky you," or is it just that we should, like you said, we should stop kind of pointing out all the negative ones, and at least in moments like this, appreciate the good ones like you are doing.
Exactly. And we have to take time to know somebody, like people, like you come to a workplace and the Nigeria person will come, immediately they know you are from Nigeria. They are staying away from you. I've experienced that I will come back home, I'll be telling my husband, "I don't understand. I'm trying to pull my people close to me so that I can talk to them and say, look, this is how we work here. This is what is going on here." But they are going to other nations, going to the Philippines, going to the Brazil, pushing away, like I felt so bad. And at the end, the people you are going to meet, they are the ones that are going to stab you, and they will make sure you leave that company.
See? So could this be part of the wrong perceptions that have been shared many times? You know, you have no problem with these people, but the moment, you know, because me, right, when I was working for Sky, there were Nigerians there too, and I won't lie to you, it feels so different. It feels so good to see that, oh, she's Nigerian. And I'm always like, hi, hello, hi, like that. Even though we might be in different teams, right? But there's always that feeling there that you see, that person is Nigerian, or this person is from Nigeria, and all that. So, but in some places, people are always like, want to stay off, they want to stay away, and having from wrong perceptions that they have heard.
Wrong perception. That is what I'm trying to say, that we should try and put it down. Let's drop it. Let's drop it.
I love this.
If one person have maybe did evil to you or wrong you, it doesn't mean every other person that you're going to meet on your way of life will do the same. We should take time to know people better.
That's fantastic. I mean, I
because
don't know
the person that you are,
this, but I think
the person that you are trying, yeah, the person that you are trying to stay away from, be that person that God has placed there to help you.
See. Because you see, I have said something before. I have told people, man, I have said that until somebody shows the sign of who they are, it doesn't make any sense to judge them from an experience you've had with others. Because in this life, you have everybody have their own story, right? And you cannot judge people that you've never had any issue with based on the experience of other people. And now you are just confirming that it is not ideal to use perception of, oh, I heard that, or I heard that, you know what I mean? You are probably like going to be pushing away good people that could be so instrumental to your life. I love this. I love this. Thank you so much for sharing,
That's all I have today to say. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
Say me well to the boss, right? Tell him that I said hi.
You will hear.
Okay.
You will hear. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you, man. That's amazing. People should remember this. I think somebody is calling back, by the way, to add to what they have said there before, I believe. So a quick one. Hello.
Hello, Michael. This is Dakwade calling back.
Dapson, you are back.
Sorry about that. I'll be brief.
Go on.
Yes, very, very brief. So, Osita is someone I've been listening to on this platform, and I respect him so much. But the point you don't need to understand is that you see this life, sometimes if you don't see issue from the other perspective, you might never understand the feeling, like the trauma. Like when I first came here, right, I became homeless because my Nigerian Yoruba people, they felt that, oh, because then I was vulnerable. And they be like, they had to go to where I was working then to stop my work, to stop my job. They had to do a lot of things. So lastly, then I remember I got like a shared apartment with like another Yoruba friend then.
Right.
Because then when I first came to this land, I was gravitating towards my people. Right. But guess what? The experience was so bad. Then after then, because this was the church in Alexandria when I first came, I now started be like, okay, I don't want to attend the church around where I live. I went to DC, Washington, DC.
Right.
It was still the same thing that I experienced. If I over there, was it the man that just came from Nigeria that was trying to help, that tried to, he borrowed money from me for like a year and never paid, or he later paid after a year? Was this someone that we did like a deal of like $1,500, and guess what? This lady had to give me $150. So aside from myself, like I had other people that came in, and the experience is just so like, in fact, like if I'm going to give you like these statistics, like 9 out of 10 people that tried to almost destroy me here in America are Nigerians, and most of them are Yorubas. So I'm not trying to say this to debilate our people.
I think I kind of will understand the two things here, okay? Your story is personal, and there is a trauma from it that you actually escape. Let me tell you my own story quickly, Dapson, before you go, right?
Yes, sir.
Quick one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see what happened when I first came to the UK?
Yes,
I had an agreement with two of my friends, one in Birmingham and one in London. The day I was coming, I gave them all my itinerary and all of that. The agreement was that I was going to bunk with them. All right.
Yes.
But you know what happened? When I got to Gatwick, the two mobile numbers didn't go. It was like that.
Yeah.
So the other one later I later got through to the other one and he said, I'm not around though. I've gone to go